think I've probably rambled on for long enough now, right? So we can get one of our first comedians up here, which is actually this man here, Mr. Luke Jones. So if you can make some noise for your first act of the rock, Mr. Luke Jones!
Hello, Newport! I'm just going to introduce myself. My name's Luke, I'm 31 years of age, and I'm from a small town in the South Wales Valleys called Aberdeen. Isn't that one funny? Has anyone here been to Aberdeen? Well, if you haven't, it's a lovely place you should definitely visit. If you have, shut the fuck up on trying to boost tourism. But if I was to sum up Aberdeen in a sentence, has anyone heard of the saying that in London you're never more than 10 metres away from a rat? Well, in Aberdeen, you're never more than 10 metres away from a Turkish barber's, a charity shop, and a heroin addict. And I think that can be said for most towns in the South Wales Valleys. And it's actually a well-known fact that there's more Turkish barbers in the South Wales Valleys than Turkey. And I'm not saying Aberdeen's outdated, but we have still got a quick save. And Blockbuster's only closed last Wednesday. But I haven't always lived in Aberdeen. Back in 2017, I was stuck in a little bit of a rut. So I thought I'm going to emigrate. And I didn't know where to move to, so I thought I'm going to put a map of the world on the wall, and I'm going to throw a dart at it, and wherever in the world the dart lands, that's where I'm going to move to. So I threw the dart, and it landed in Spain. I was absolutely buzzing. But unfortunately, the dart bounced out, and it landed in a steaming pile of dog shit. So I moved to Wigan. And I was up there for 2 years, and I enjoyed it for the most part. And I really enjoyed a night out in Wigan. But every time I'd go out, people would hear my thick South Wales Valleys accent, and they'd ask me, "Can you say that long place name?" I'd say, "Of course I can. What kind of Welshman would it be if I couldn't say that long place name?" They'd say, "Go on then." I'd go, Swansea. But of course, this grandfather put Gwynedd Goger Gwyn Robot can say, "Go, go, go, go." The Swansea was funnier. And I get asked that question so frequently, it got to a stage when I cut them off at "Can you?" and say yes. Which is a little bit awkward if the question is, "Can you give my friend Dave a blowjob?" Well, I committed now, I'll have to take one for the team. And while you're down here, can you say a long place name? Oh, that's brilliant! But you might be surprised now, believe it or not, I wasn't up in Wigan just for the travelling. I did actually have a full-time job, and I worked as a security guard. I don't know why, it's true, I still do that now, just down in Wales. And I love the reaction I get when people ask me what I do for a living. I tell them I'm a security guard. They say, "Ha ha, where to? Mother K." Oh, piss off, Clive. We all know Mother K's gone bust. I loved that job. I was bigger than some of the kids. And I had discount off my clothes. But I moved back home in 2019. And I moved back in with my mother until I met my missus in 2020. And I moved to a small town near Bridgend. And I absolutely hated it. It was a horrible place. I'm not going to name the place out of respect, but let's just say it was a huge mistake moving it. Sorry. But I'm settled now back in Aberdeen with my missus and kids. And I've been with my missus now for nearly 4 years. And I'm not ashamed to say she's my first love. She took my virginity at the age of 27. And I became a dad by the age of 28. But before you judge me, in my defence, 1, I wasn't aware my swimmers were like Michael Phelps. And 2, it was lockdown, it was fuck all to do. In hindsight, we probably should have been looking after my missus' 2 daughters. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. And And I hope there's no coppers in here tonight, because I've just dogged myself right in there. There's going to be a riot van waiting for me outside. So Luke, what were you really doing during lockdown? Well, if you must know, I was hanging out the back of my missus. No. And I can't really plead not guilty in court because the evidence is about 2 foot tall and calls me daddy. Just to clarify, I am on about my son and not my missus. She's about 5'2" and calls me daddy. So as I said there, I've been with my missus now for nearly 4 years. And the story of how we met is a really romantic one. So it's a bit like a fairy tale. So we met on Tinder. And up until I met my missus, I was useless at dating. I had absolutely no luck with the ladies whatsoever. And I can only really put it down to one thing. I got a look about me. It's a kind of look. It's the kind of look that says I can't leave the house without my carer. But I got there in the end. And before I physically met my missus, we'd have long conversations on the phone to get to know each other a little bit. And it didn't take me too long to find out she wasn't quite the full shilling. So we're talking one night, and she says, I got 2 daughters, one's 2, and one's 3. So I've been a mother for 5 years. And even I'm starting to question myself. But I didn't have the heart to tell her. I still haven't told her now. I'm just really looking forward to that statement coming out again in a few years' time. When one's 27 and one's 26. And she's been a mother for 53 years. And the fucker's only 47. We recently came back from our first family holiday abroad together in Mallorca in Spain. And it was my missus' first time flying at the grand old age of 27. And she was very nervous. And I knew she wasn't quite the full shilling before we went on this holiday. But she stepped it up a notch on this occasion. So we're on the plane and she asks me, does it go any higher than this? Which is a fair enough question. If the plane was in the fucking sky. We were still going along the runway. I probably should have reassured her. She was obviously very nervous. But that's not my style. So I've gone, no, we just drive to Spain in an EasyJet Boeing 737, ploughing through everything in our path, gliding across the sea until we land on the other side in a blaze of fucking glory. Leaving a trail of utter devastation in our wake. I thought that might lighten the mood a little bit. But I was wrong. She was fucking fuming. She didn't speak to me for the first 3 days of the holiday. It was fucking great. But I've got 2 stepdaughters and a little boy. And my little boy's 2 now. So he'll be starting school next year. And ideally I'd like him to go to a Welsh school. But the 2 girls go to an English school, so I think it's only fair they all go to the same school. But I'd like him to go to a Welsh school, because I'm a fluent Welsh speaker, and they and the others are not, so we can talk shit about them. They won't have a fucking clue what we're talking about. But my mother sent me and my brother to a Welsh school when we were younger, and she didn't speak Welsh, so her way of improving her Welsh outside school was to go to a Welsh video shop in Merthyr. She didn't have a car, so she jumped on a bus all the way from Aberdeen to Merthyr, pick a video of her choice, and then when we got home from school, she put it on for us. So one day we got home, she put it on, and I remember sitting there thinking, I don't understand a word of this. So I'm going to have to religiously now, every day after school, put this on so I can pick up the language. But it wasn't until years down the line, I realised it wasn't actually a Welsh video I was watching. It was fucking Pingu. So thanks to my mother, up until the age of 12, I thought I was speaking fluent Welsh. I wasn't. I was talking fucking penguin. Wak wak, loot loot. No wonder I was fucking bullied. Well that, because I got the look of someone who can't leave their house without their carer. I've been Luke Jones, you've been wonderful, thank you. Cheers, everybody.